Hi, what if I told you that some of the most ancient stories in the world actually describe encounters with extraterrestrial beings? Sounds crazy, right? But stick with me, because in today's video, we'll uncover 5 mind-blowing facts about Hindu mythology that hint that the gods were not just gods, aliens. Yes, aliens. And the truth might be far stranger than we think. By the end of this video, you'll never look at Hindu gods the same way again. Let's start with the most basic question. Who were these gods? And more importantly, how did they come to Earth? In Hinduism, the gods were often described as descending from the sky in flying chariots. Yes, you heard that right. Flying chariots, like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. But in ancient texts, these were called vimanas. These weren't your average chariots. Descriptions of vimanas suggest advanced technology capable of traveling through air and even space. Some texts describe them as glowing, otherworldly machines that could fire powerful weapons like laser beams. Now, I don't know about you, but this sounds like something more advanced than any ancient civilization could have invented. The fascinating thing is, these vimanas were not just fantasy. Several scholars, especially in the modern age, have pointed out that many of the descriptions of these vimanas parallel sightings of UFOs reported in recent times. Could it be that these gods were in fact visitors from distant stars? Were they aliens traveling across the universe, sharing their knowledge with our ancestors? What if the gods were simply extraterrestrials with technology far beyond our understanding? Keep this thought in mind as we move to the next mind-boggling fact. Now, let's talk about the weapons the Hindu gods wielded. We're not just talking about a sword or a bow here. No, the gods in Hindu mythology had weapons that seemed straight out of a sci-fi arsenal. The Brahmastra, for instance. It was said to be a weapon so powerful that it could destroy entire civilizations. Some describe it as a nuclear weapon. Sound familiar? The texts describe how the Brahmastra could wipe out armies, cause massive destruction, and even alter the course of nature itself. But here's where it gets really intriguing. Some ancient texts mention that the gods had the ability to control cosmic forces. The Sudarshan chakra, a spinning disc weapon associated with the god Vishnu, was said to be capable of cutting through anything, organic or inorganic. Could this be an ancient description of some kind of high-tech energy weapon? What if these so-called divine weapons were actually extraterrestrial technology that the gods brought to Earth? Ancient texts seem to describe these weapons with an understanding of physics far beyond anything that could have been known in ancient India. Could it be that the gods were using alien technology? Stay with me, because the next fact is going to blow your mind. One of the most fascinating aspects of Hindu mythology is the almost godlike powers the deities seem to have. Immortality, shape-shifting, mind control. The list goes on. But let's pause for a second and think, are these powers really supernatural? Or are they simply advanced alien abilities? Take the god Shiva, for example. He could shapeshift into different forms at will, could create illusions, and manipulate time. And don't get me started on the concept of immortality. In many Hindu texts, the gods are described as being ageless. How is it possible for beings to defy the natural laws of biology and physics? What if these powers are not divine but technological? Imagine a civilization advanced enough to manipulate reality itself, maybe using tools we can't even begin to comprehend. Could the gods' shape-shifting abilities have been the result of advanced holographic technology, or perhaps even genetic manipulation? The possibilities are endless. But there's one more thing to consider. Let's talk about the timing. Hindu texts aren't just stories. They often talk about cosmic cycles. One of the most fascinating elements is the concept of kalpas, these vast periods of time that stretch over millions of years. And within these cycles, we're told that extraterrestrial beings visit our planet, guide humanity, and even leave behind warnings of future disasters. According to the Mahabharata and Ramayana, the gods came to Earth during different yugas or epochs, and shared knowledge with humans. What if these divine visits were actually interactions with beings from other star systems, observing the progress of civilizations and leaving behind their ancient wisdom? And what if they've been waiting for the right time to return? Could these ancient prophecies about the return of the gods point to an imminent alien visitation in our future? The evidence might be closer than you think. Could these ancient prophecies about the return of the gods point to an imminent alien visitation in our future? The evidence might be closer than you think. But before we dive into that, let me leave you with one final fact that might change everything you thought you knew about Hinduism and extraterrestrials. In many Hindu texts, there are references to the devas, celestial beings who will return when humanity is on the brink of destruction. Could this be a coded message about the return of extraterrestrial beings to Earth? And what if we're on the verge of an encounter that we've been unknowingly preparing for centuries?